We talk with landlord and major property developer Richard T. Day of the Day Companies. Hallie hits the streets for neighborhood TV, and we've got a deal to analyze. This is the Dealmaker. Like many other American cities, downtown Columbus is sprouting new life. Residential and commercial construction are booming. New buildings are being erected from once vacant parking lots. With over 84,000 workers and 8,100 residents, downtown Columbus and the population is surely on the rise. Since 2006, over the past decade, downtown Columbus has seen more than $2 billion in public-private partnership money allocated and invested for revitalization efforts. One of the key stakeholders is property developer and landlord Richard Day of the Day Companies. Since starting his firm in 1984 after leaving Ohio State, Ricky Day has been a major owner and stakeholder in revitalization efforts for the Gay Street corridor. We recently caught up with Ricky. We learned what's going on and his perspective on the market.
Well, I grew up in Toledo, and I was always interested. I was always interested in real estate, even in high school and college, and always interested in old buildings, and thought that's the route I wanted to go. So I went to Ohio State, got a finance major, took some real estate classes, and when I came out of college, I went into the brokerage business, which is sales and leasing of commercial buildings and things with a local developer, and as a way to try and bridge the gap between not really having any experience in the real estate business, practical experience, and being able to get to where I wanted to go doing development. So working for a developer was a good spot. So I learned a lot doing that. I learned how to make deals, made contacts with attorneys and bankers and property management and all the different things you need to learn about. And then really went after what I was most interested in, and that was the renovation of old buildings. And so I started in the Short North area, but really the area between 5th and High. That's where I started buying in the early 90s, and just kind of went from there. Sort of focused on trying to create some synergy by buying buildings across the street next door to each other, and did as much as I could with those buildings down there, and then moved over to Old Town East and did a couple buildings over there, and then really started looking downtown and got to Gay Street, and that's kind of where we've been for the last 15 years. So, or actually a little bit longer, just accumulating more buildings here, and we're trying to create this synergy, this cluster effect of if we can impact more things in the neighborhood here, if we have more buildings that are next door to each other, we're managing them with the same sense of community and the same sense of we're trying to attract creative companies and people that are looking for cool space that they can just bring their business here, or they can come live in one of our units and kind of do their own thing. We're not trying to create what they're doing, or we just want to create an environment for them to come in and be able to do what they want to do. And that seems to work, and we're really entrepreneurial based. Most of our tenants they're not necessarily startups, but they're smaller businesses, and if they grow, we want to grow with them. If they have to shrink, we want to shrink with them. And the goal is to try and keep everybody somehow in the family of our tenant base. And we work hard to try and manage buildings in a way that people can reach out and get to us, and we can get back to them. We think that's an asset for us in terms of maintaining tenants long term. Not everybody loves us, but for the most part, I think people appreciate that we're here, we're in the neighborhood, we're in the buildings, and they've got a voice they can reach out to if they need to. And they also know that we understand that they're expanding and contracting, so it's, though we all have to live by our leases and our agreements, we will do everything we can to try and accommodate people to, make them successful, because they're really all our partners. And if the tenants can't pay their rent or they're not happy, then it's problematic. So we try and solve problems. If you're in this business long enough, you're going to have some failure. It's just the way it is. You've got market conditions that are out there that you can't control. You have optimism. Sometimes it's more than it should be. It's just human nature. That's what happens. But I don't know, one of the biggest things I feel like I learned was to really respect debt. It's a debt type of industry, and you have to use it in order to do it, but also you see everybody, and myself included, have been there, where you get over leveraged, and you just are, that's where problems can start. So you just have to respect that and use it accordingly. So the Madison's buildings are 3 buildings. One of them is called the White Haynes building. It total about 100,000 square feet, and they've sat next to buildings we've tried to accumulate down here. This is a historic district. I think there's 18 buildings in it, and we now have 11 or 12 of them. So we've been really conscious of and proactive on trying to acquire buildings, but also in a way that we can actually renovate them and make them work. And these buildings had sat vacant before we even got down here. And they were really an eyesore for the area, and it was counterproductive to what everybody else was trying to do. So when those buildings came available, we jumped on them, not knowing exactly what we would do with them. And we've gotten into a very complicated project on it, but we've also gotten tremendous involvement from the city of Columbus with a lot of their programs. We're in a CRA, which affords you things like tax abatement, which are critical to being able to be competitive with rates. We're working with Jobs Ohio. We are working with the State Preservation Office, where we'll get federal tax credits, as well as we were awarded in a pretty highly competitive process to be awarded state tax credits. All those things are making that project happen, because economically on its own, you can't fix those buildings up. Without those programs, they'd probably get leveled and probably be somebody else doing the project. But I wanted to do those buildings. I want to do them in my lifetime. I want to have an impact now. So that's kind of why we're not sitting there or tearing them down. And so we'll see how it works out. Pretty much everything we've done to date in the buildings has been removing everything non-historic speaking that was in here. And it was just a lot of deteriorated plaster. It was renovations that occurred inside of all the plaster, so that it was stuff that was not anything anybody'd want to salvage. And then we tried to be careful about saving as many architectural things as we could. So what we've done here now is we've cleared everything out so that it's available when we're in our bidding process right now, and it allows everybody to see what really is here, to try and eliminate as many unknowns as possible. It's really, really difficult, though, to do that, because you don't know really all that you're going to get into, and and also conforming with the code and those types of things. So trying to match historic agenda for the tax credits, trying to match that with a economic development plan that lays out the building so that you can actually lease it. And on top of that, marrying that with your financing, and then trying to build it at a price that you can economically make it work. So the intention here in the building is there's about a 15,000 square foot footprint, and the ground floor is hopefully going to be a mix of retail and restaurant. on high traffic type uses so that they can take advantage of being at the street level. We'll have about 45,000 square feet of office space on the upper floors, and we're going to have 16 residential units. We've got a series of roof terraces that will be available to the tenants. We've got an outdoor plaza area that'll be available for outdoor dining and use of the tenants in the building. So our intent is to create pretty much a vanilla box in the entire building, build out the apartments, and then we've got an improvement allowance for the office tenants to come in and kind of fit out the space the way we both decide is the best way to do it. So that's really the overall plans for the building. One of the things about these buildings, because they're so deep, they're almost 200 feet deep, and in a lot of cases there's not windows on the side, so we're creating a concourse sort of through the middle of the buildings. So you'll be able to enter the buildings from Gay Street as well as from the outside plaza we're creating, and then off of High Street and Pearl Alley in certain locations. So big challenge of the building was, the three buildings, was to marry them into one development, one sort of operating as one building, because all the floor levels of each building are different and they vary by floor on the degree of difference, ceiling heights, and it's a pretty complicated development plan to come up with, not having a ton of unusable square footage and making space that hopefully is really attractive to people to move into.
So Ricky, how did you approach putting this deal together?
So the first thing we really looked at was, how the building was set up and kind of how we could break it up. And then because you had to create circulation, you had to find ways in and out, you had to find a place for elevators. And so once you laid all those things out, it was just spaces throughout the building. And then we kind of looked at it and said, what are the best markets downtown, and what can the rents be for those? And we typically like to do mixed use buildings where we have several different uses, try and hedge against all one or the other. I mean, if the apartment market's not good but the office market is, then you just kind of hedge yourself that way. But once we sort of honed in on the spaces and the square footages that were available, started running pro formas on the different uses, and that really dictated what kind of income we could get out of the building, and that backed us into how much money we could spend.
What does the build out look like,
right,
and the amenities?
That's right.
What's the total life cycle of a development like this? So from inception, idea, or even that energy that I might want that building to, let's say now where you're almost nearing into the construction phase and hopefully it's occupancy after it's done.
I think that it's, the construction phase we think is going to be about a year from when we really start. But the deal phase it's all different. I wish we would have been able to push along and get done sooner, but we've also been very careful about how we're designing the building to make sure that we feel like the uses we're creating and the space we're creating is the right design.
Yeah.
So we did that as opposed to just jumping in. Because the other thing is that typically we're the ones who are borrowing the money and spending the money and doing the project. We don't have a bunch of investors from the outside and stuff. So you try to be really careful not to make mistakes, which we will. Everybody does.
Human nature of making mistakes.
So it's taken us, I would say we have taken longer than the life cycle maybe should have. It's
traditional standards for
than 2 years, 2.5 years really, since we bought the buildings and have been sort of working through the process. But hopefully when we get to the starting line of construction from there to getting it finished and getting it leased up, that'll accelerate.
But as you stated, from your specialty and even the buildings that really move you and provoke you to invest, I mean, it was something where you're making a long-term commitment to downtown and these other historic projects in the portfolio. So we can understand with, even if you don't have an initial strategy from inception, the overall commitment to Columbus and downtown, it seems like, is really where the Nate Companies is positioning itself as a landlord to be here 50, 90 years later, just like the project.
I think that's been our history, is We try and keep most, if not all, of the buildings that we do. They're so hard to do and hard to buy that to just sell them doesn't always make sense. It's really an annuity-based model that we've got, and so yes, we've tried to be patient, and it's long-term.
Well, thanks so much, Ricky, for taking us through these two buildings. We've enjoyed the time here. I'm sure these are going to be wonderful spaces, and we look forward to checking back in.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Let's Make a Deal is brought to you by Central Ohio Property Exchange, the local authority for rental listings. In today's segment, we're going to review two apartment complexes conveniently located in Central Ohio. The first is located in Westerville, Ohio, off of I-270 and 161. It features both one-bedroom and two-bedroom garden-style apartments, townhouses, and ranch-style housing, with all having brick exterior. First up is Whitney Lane, an apartment community located at Kensington Grove. Many of the homes have upgraded light fixtures and other upgrades as well. All homes come with a private patio, balcony, a linen closet, and a large room that accommodates for a full-size top loader, washer, and dryer. All of the kitchens come with a refrigerator, stove, oven, dishwasher, and double stainless steel sinks. All bathrooms have storage underneath the sinks and medicine cabinets for extra space. The townhouses and ranch-style homes at Whitney Lane come with an attached garage with access from inside your home, in addition to having additional detached garages for rent as well. Whitney Lane is a pet-friendly community. Living in the neighborhood allows you access to the clubhouse, pool, landscape services, and maintenance-free living. Check out Whitney Lane and more information on centralohiopropertyexchange.com. Wow, what a gorgeous community. From the exterior brick facade, the luscious grass, the clubhouse, or the newly renovated units, this would make a fantastic place to live. Next up, we'll check out another apartment community located on Opal Street. Opal Street is located at Traditions at Slate Ridge in Reynoldsburg. The community features beautiful two-bedroom townhouses which are currently available. The luxurious living spaces have 1,300 plus square feet, fully equipped with kitchens featuring dishwashers, stoves, refrigerators, ice makers, garbage disposals, and plenty of cabinets. There's a first floor laundry area, and the living room is very cozy, featuring wood blinds and carpet throughout. The garage is attached at the back of the kitchen, and upstairs features large linen closets in the hallway. A guest bedroom features a coat closet with deep storage and a full bathroom with bathtub and carpet throughout. The community features a quaint community pool, 24-hour fitness room, on-site management, 24-hour maintenance, and monthly community activities to get you involved and engaged. For more information, check out centralohiopropertyexchange.com.
Hi, this is Hallie with Neighborhood TV, and we're out in the short north trying to find out what people love about Columbus. Come with me. I'm here with John in the short north. I'm trying to find out what you love about Columbus. What are some of the things that you enjoy about this neighborhood?
I was born and raised here, and so it's always been nice to live in the neighborhood. I come down to the short north and walk around, and so it's been nice.
You're down here in Columbus. What are you enjoying right now about Columbus? Why are you here?
I love the short north. My daughter moved here last year. I love the shopping, the galleries, the food, and today's such a beautiful day that we sat outside and had dinner.
Awesome.
And where I come from, which I like where I come from, we have awesome stuff, but this is really very nice. And it takes me out of where I'm from and puts me in a different community, which I appreciate everyone in this community.
Absolutely. So I caught you walking down here in the short north, and you said you were out eating, maybe a patio somewhere. Was there a particular restaurant you love here?
I try and get to a different restaurant, but the reason we chose this one was because it had sushi.
Oh,
and we just felt like sushi.
What was the name of the restaurant?
The Black Point.
Oh, Black Point. Yeah, Black Point. It was right down here. Yeah, we love the Black Point.
Black Point something.
They do have excellent sushi.
We wanted sushi. My daughter and I love sushi, and we found this place, and it was just really enjoyable. Everything was nice.
What was your name?
Laura Burkett.
Nice to meet you, Laura. It's a pleasure. I'm Hallie.
You too, Hallie.
Yeah.
Very nice meeting you too.
Love
Thank
it.
you. Thank you so much.
No problem. You have an awesome trip back home. Safe travels.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So you're in Columbus. You're walking around the Short North. Where do you like to shop? What's your favorite thing to do?
In Short North or in Columbus?
Either. Short North, Columbus.
Literally anywhere. There's like so many unique shops all along here. And then like all of the malls are awesome too.
Yeah.
I know. I love Easton, especially when it's nice out like today.
Yeah, I just saw a couple walking down the street and I said, you gotta go to Easton. You're not from here. You gotta Short North, Easton, some great locations to shop. Where's your favorite place to shop?
I'm all about the food, not the
Yes.
clothes.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So where are you guys headed to right now? It's girls' night.
We just came from Lemongrass, had some sushi and
Yes.
drinks. So good.
Ooh, perfect place. Oh, so you guys are having a Monday night girls' night in Columbus, Ohio. Like, so everybody thinks that there's nothing to do in Columbus, and you know you gotta wait for the weekend. But it's Monday night for you guys,
Yeah.
and you guys are hitting the city.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are awesome. Do you go to Ohio State or?
We actually all just graduated college
Yeah.
from different places all over.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Congratulations. So Ohio is known for having so many different colleges. What colleges did you graduate?
I went to Kent State University.
Congratulations.
She went to OSU.
Yes. Yes.
But I went to a college in Anderson.
Okay. Oh, cool. A wonderful neighbor of ours, Indiana. So what did you guys major in?
We were both nursing.
Nursing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, and I really appreciate your time. Is there anything else that you love about Columbus that you want to share with us?
I love Columbus, and that's why I came back. I lived in Indiana for 4 years, and it's a great place. But Columbus there's so many things happening and so many new things happening all the time. It's such a growing city, so this is home.
We wanted to just find out what you love about Columbus.
I mean, there's so many things to love about Columbus. I mean, it's a great, diverse city. There's tons of different people from all ethnic backgrounds. We get along pretty well.
That's right. You are right, and it looks like you're a photographer.
I am.
And I assume your name is James. Or are you James?
I am.
Pleasure
Yeah.
to meet you, James.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
Down here, I'm actually waiting for a client, doing an engagement session.
Awesome.
Um,
What type of photography do you do?
It's about 40% weddings and engagements and 60% commercial work.
So how do you like your career in Columbus? How long have you been a professional here?
30 years.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I used to work for the Columbus Dispatch. Did that
Oh,
for
wow.
12 years.
Yeah.
Been off on my own for the last 8. Doing quite well. And
Awesome.
it's a very competitive market.
Yeah. It's
Uh,
hard being an entrepreneur, but I
it
commend
is.
you. That's fantastic. I'm a creative myself, and I'm enjoying being a host on Neighborhood TV. But, I really have a heart for other fellow creatives. So, it's commendable you've been in your career for 30 years in Columbus. So, we
Thank you.
appreciate you here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else that you enjoy about the neighborhood? What neighborhood do you reside in Columbus?
I'm out on the east side in Reynoldsburg.
All right.
I've been there for 25 years.
Awesome.
um,
Awesome.
And enjoy it. It's a nice. It's far enough out of the city. You don't have a lot of problems in some ways,
Yeah.
but it's a nice community and neighbors are good.
Good. Awesome. What are you all's names?
I'm Katie.
Nice to meet you, Katie.
Stacy.
Nice to meet you, Stacy. So I see you guys are roaming around Short North, and you've got Jenny's. Is that one of your favorite ice cream spots?
Yes, definitely.
Now it is. I'm a first timer, so
First
definitely.
timer.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
very
Oh wow. What flavors did you capture today? What do we got going on here?
Well, we both had the lemon blueberry.
That's a good
yogurt. It was
option.
awesome.
I love Jenny's. Salty caramel, favorite.
Yeah.
Uh,
And I had the salted caramel with chocolate flakes in there.
Ooh, that sounds so good. So I got to ask you guys, what do you love about Columbus?
I like the diversity. Yeah, it's just like being able to, walk all around, see all kinds of people, and feel welcome.
Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. We are a welcoming bunch of folks in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah. Are you guys originally from Ohio or Columbus?
Ohio, not Columbus.
Okay. Where are you
I'm
guys
from Florida originally, but live in Worcester now.
Cool.
Worcester, Ohio.
Worcester, Ohio. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you guys could hang out with us in Columbus and enjoy some of our fine ice cream. Yeah. Anything else you want to tell me about, how you've enjoyed Columbus or the neighborhoods in Columbus? I don't know if you had a chance to roam around a bit in some of the neighborhoods.
I come down for Confest sometimes just for the art and music. Yeah.
There's just always something to do.
Always something
So,
to do.
yes.
Awesome.
Never bored here.
For sure. I love Confest. All right, ladies, I really appreciate your time. You guys have a great evening. Thank you. Hi, I'm Hallie, and I'm here with India. We're going to ask her a few questions about how she likes her neighborhood. So we're in the Short North, and I just caught you eating at Stack City. How do you enjoy the restaurants in the Short North?
I love the restaurants in the Short North. I love the drink specials, the happy hours, the alcohol.
So what's your favorite restaurant? Is it Stack City?
No, actually. My favorite so far in the Short North, I would say it's no longer here, but it used to be Redfish. Redfish, Two Fish. That was my favorite sushi restaurant.
I remember Redfish, Two Fish.
Yeah, they had the best sushi ever.
Yeah, they've got some other restaurants down there now.
They have the Forno, which the pizza is amazing. So.
The pizza at Forno is amazing. They also have like unlimited mimosas or something like that. I don't know if you've tried brunch there, but brunch is pretty awesome there. Yeah, I would definitely do brunch there. Are any other brunch? So I'm assuming you may like brunch.
I love brunch.
You love brunch. Are there any brunch areas here that you enjoy?
Well, Union, but I don't know if it's like a brunch.
They do brunch. No,
I know they brunch.
Yes.
I just don't know. It's not a brunch.
But you're right.
They brunch.
They brunch.
Yeah.
Union. They do. They do. It's fantastic.
Yes.
I love the Union.
I love it.
It's definitely key in the Short North. So give me a few other reasons why you love Columbus and why you've been here for so many years.
I've been here for a very long time. Why do I love Columbus? I love this. I love all the different peoples. Always something to do. Contrary to popular belief, it's always something to do. I love the food, and I love that. I just love it. It's just a really nice vibe.
Good. I love it too, and I hope you guys love it as well. Thank you, India. Have a great day.
Thank you.
So, Mohammed, how do you like Columbus, Ohio?
Columbus is awesome. It's a great place to live, honestly. Yeah.
So, what do you like to do in Columbus? Any place you like to eat or anywhere you like to hang out in particular?
I love coming to Ohio State. The soccer turf they have outside is amazing, and I just love playing with my friends.
That's awesome. That's pretty cool. So, you enjoy soccer. Do you ever go to any crew games or?
I've been to 3 crew games, and I got season tickets for this year.
That's pretty cool. Anything else you want to tell me about how you enjoy Columbus? So we're in the Short North right now. Any particular places you like to eat or?
Snack City Burgers is amazing, and also Mad Mex. It's great places to go to if you're ever in Ohio.
So you're always in between Short North and campus. So good neighborhoods in Columbus, right? Are you originally from Columbus?
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
All right. So am I. It's a pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Well, thank you so much, Mohammed. I really appreciate your time.